Yeah, and like when I watch you, it feels like I'm in a grade 7 social studies class. And
It's kind of built
yeah,
in.
I know, right? And but I think that's the best way to communicate effectively. It's like the way you're talking, even your mannerisms and the language you use, like friends, like to
Hmm.
address people, like that is not
Some people
invisible. Like
hate
I
that.
see it.
Some
Yeah,
people
really?
hate that. I get DMs saying, "Don't call me friend. I'm not your friend." It's like, too bad you are my friend, sucker.
I'm not your friend, guy. I'm not your guy, buddy.
It's weird because the friends thing actually mostly just came like because I taught in French, and in French you say mes amis a
Mhm.
lot. Like that's just kind of how you get the attention of a room full of kids a lot of times. And so it just kind of carried over, and it's a thing. But yeah, I definitely do think of my content as being very much sort of the internet social studies teacher, because I genuinely think that's, everybody asks me what like the answer is to all of the political nonsense and whatever. And there's no complete answer, but there's no version of the answer that doesn't come with a lot of education. And so I think
Right.
genuinely what Canada needs right now more than anything is a social studies teacher. And so I try
Yeah.
to fill that role.
Yeah, no, and you're definitely doing it. And I also like when you don't know the answer, like it does go into a tangent of like explaining like why you wouldn't know the answer or why the
Hmm.
answer is unknowable at this point,
Yeah.
or another inquiry based learning. Like you ask another question
Yeah.
to like start the conversation, right?
I am all about making the process of learning visible. So if somebody asks a question, I don't have an answer, or they bring forward an interesting idea, we'll go down that together. And I very much try to make that process very overt, right? Like it is literally like the most basic teaching school still, excuse me, skills. Like I'm modeling as I go all the time. Even in how I interact with the chat, I'm modeling, right?
Yeah.
Like I even so even in other cases, like we're scaffolding constantly, right? We're easing people
Mhm.
into content all the time. Like there is a reason why I don't say Marxism out loud very much, but I talk about leftist ideas, is because I'm
Yeah.
easing people into stuff and like building over time and recognizing that you do need to scaffold people into big complex content or concepts. And so that's really what my channel is at. And eventually we'll probably get more into the weeds on some stuff, but like really I'm building a baseline of education level in my audience, and I think they really appreciate it because I think a lot of people feel like either social studies kind of missed them. In a lot of cases, it is, particularly in the younger grades, a fairly under. I don't want to say it's under taught. Like people are teaching it absolutely, but it's definitely not a priority for a lot of elementary school teachers. Like it's sort of something that fits into the larger mix, but like especially in the younger grades, it's not the highest thing on the list for a lot of folks. But at the same time, a lot of the fundamental learning about the structure of government and how Canadian society works is at that age. But you don't have a lot of dedicated social studies training for the elementary level. Like if you go through an elementary school program, you'll get some, obviously, but it's definitely not a focus. And like for me, I went through secondary education, and I had two teachables. I had English and social studies, which is why I wound up being, high school English and social studies, which is why I wound up being a grade school French immersion teacher, as one does. Um,